The pressure switch.
Pressure reducing valve.
Expansion tank.
What's this valve?
Pressure relief valve.
Pressure relief valve. I told you what this was. We didn't go over this though.
It's the water thermostat.
Thermostat.
Aquastat.
Aquastat, yeah.
Right? Thermostat measures air temperature. Aquastats measure water temperature. Right? So the Aquastat has this dial on it back here that you can change the temperature of the water. And then this relay makes this little circulator pump run. So the thermostat closes this relay, but this Aquastat makes the burner work to keep the temperature up. We could try this, see if it runs. Let's see, here's my gas. There's my gas. Circuit's on. Booster fan came on. If you look down in the bottom there, you should be able to.
Oh yeah.
Is it burning already?
No, it's trying to light it.
Okay.
The expansion valve is when the pressure of the water is very high.
Is any gas
then
running
go
to
to the expansion. The pressure of the water is very high. It's going to go fast.
Right. You turn the gas.
The expansion.
Is it sparking?
Not yet. You could hear the spark, but it's not. It didn't light it.
All right, give it a few minutes here, or a few seconds. It may take a while. That's on. Yeah, you can hear it spark again. It took a while to light up the last time.
Just 3 to 6. We just picked it real good.
Gas is on. That gas is on. Something's not on.
Oh, man.
It's
cut off.
Well, I don't know if it has to do with this.
Stop lighting.
Somebody broke this one too. There's it, didn't it?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I see those
Look
flames.
down, way down the bottom.
Oh, yeah, it's lit. It's lit.
Yeah,
I was looking for the flame right
I heard the gas valve open on that one.
there it goes.
So we say for the stand, the expansion tank, when the pressure of the water is very high, it's going to go to here.
Yep.
And
Whenever,
it's going to come back.
right, whenever this, see right now we're at 15 pounds of pressure. So that's our pressure gauge. Here's our temperature gauge. We're at 15 pounds of pressure, just sitting here. As we put heat into that water, that pressure builds up because we're getting it hot, it's expanding. If we didn't have this tank, that pressure in here would build up and blow this off. Water would run out the bottom. Because we have this tank, that pressure can build up in this pipe and push into this tank, that excess of water. We need the water that's in there. We need it completely full. But if it's completely full, we can't expand. This gives it where it can expand too. So it's still full, we just got excess of water in here. Now we can circulate water throughout the system. We get everything hot, it shuts off. This water all cools down, so what expanded now contracts. And what's here now comes back into the system, keeps it full. If we didn't have anywhere for this to go, we'd either dump it out and lose the water, or we would be low on water all the time. That's what this part does. It's probably, is that hot? It's getting warm here. It takes it a little while to heat up.
Yeah, you just turned it on.
But you can feel a little bit of heat in there compared to there. But within 5 minutes, you can't hold your hand on it. But see, this one was designed not to have a draft inducer.
No.
If you can look in, you can see those flames. They're not being pulled They're just kind of like a barbecue grill flame. All right. But because our pipe was so far away, we put this draft inducer on it. But it'll run
Just the way
without.
you say it was connected, it's not supposed to be like that.
It's not supposed to be like that. Because this pipe here is not a draft pipe.
Right. Right, I see it.
But
It is what it is.
right. But it works. But in your house, you would just run that
Outside.
outside. You wouldn't need no draft inducer or anything.
The expansion
Yeah,
tank,
still-
does it matter if it's down, up, sideways?
The expansion tank doesn't really matter
It is, man.
because these tanks, they got a little bladder inside them. Like right about here is a rubber bladder that's sealed to the tank. So underneath we got a tire gauge.
Right.
We could put pressure in here.
Oh, that's the good pressure in
We put pressure on this side. If our system runs at 15 pounds of pressure, we put 13 pounds of pressure right here, this bottom half, so that it can push this water into here and it has something to push against. That way, whenever it cools down, that 13 pounds of pressure pushes that water back out of the system.
there. So it has to be the same pressure? Which is 50 and 30?
Right.
They are.
Okay, so that's what
Yep. So then that pushes it back out.
What is this?
That's the tube that senses this
okay.
is spinning. It's a pressure switch.
So do they come set up right? Oh no, you got to.
And also the beaver, right?
Now this is just galvanized pipe. You have to adjust it based on what you're using it for. Because this is the same exact tank you use on a hot water heater.
Okay.
But it has a lot
So
more
you
pressure.
you just put air in there?
Yep. Yep. But yeah, this is just regular 4-inch galvanized pipe. That's
So that's
B-vent.
true less than what we have here, right?
Yes. That's B-vent over there off of those
Yeah.
systems.
This is like
So
igniter.
that's pretty hot now.
This is like igniter, like igniter.
That's your ignition module.
This one, this one, this is control for the pump.
That's the thermostat to control the pump. Yep. And this, you can control these two different ways. You can control this so that it is a standing temperature system. This thermostat will keep that water 160 degrees all the time. Or you can control it that the thermostat energizes this and then it heats up to 160 degrees and the pump circulates the water, and whenever the thermostat is satisfied, it just shuts off and it's cooled back down. Some people do it that way, other people keep it hot all year round. If you had a tankless water heater back in here, then you would keep it hot all year round, because that tankless water heater heats your domestic water and it uses this hot water to heat that heater. So that's the basic parts of the boiler. Any questions on that?
No, it's more simple. It's only for main components.
Not much to it.